Good morning. I'm going to give you a brief temple talk this morning on the journey we've been on with the facility improvements and kind of walk you through where we've been and kind of where we're going to give you an appreciation for what's coming up next. So with that, I'm going to start by using some of the monitors and the screen. So if you remember back in 2015, I know it's been a long time, but back in 2015, we had a mission assessment process that we went through, and we had a number of recommendations that came out of that the staff and the council had worked through over the years. But one of those recommendations was to evaluate our facility and whether the facility was meeting our needs to help us kind of grow Salem and help us spread our Salem's vision and mission as we go forward. So if you remember, we kicked off a project in 2017 that talked about what do we need our facility to be like to help us spread our vision and our mission as we go forward. So we started that project. Fast forward a couple of years, it took us a while to kind of get things going, figure out what we wanted, how that was all going to work. We had a congregational meeting on July 28th of 2019 where we presented some very detailed plans as well as some financial information as to how we were going to move forward. So if you remember back from 2019, what we talked about is we had about a $3.3 million construction project that we were working to fund. We had a capital campaign that was ongoing at that point, and we had a very successful $2 million pledge at that point in time we were really excited about. But that left us with a little bit of a gap, right? How do we bridge that gap between the $2 million that we had pledged and then the $3.3 million that we wanted to spend to update the facility? So we came up with a plan and presented that at the congregational meeting as to how we were going to kind of bridge the gap. And so essentially bridging the gap was having multiple capital appeals. So we started with the first capital appeal of $2 million. That went very well. But the plan at that point was to have a second and a third capital appeal to continue paying off of the loan. And so we basically had to take out, at the time we estimated a $1.9 million loan to kind of close that gap and then have multiple capital appeals to help us then pay down that loan. So as we move forward, what happened next? Well, COVID hit, 2020, 2021. The good news was we were under construction at the time COVID hit. We were able to finish construction at the end of 2020. So that went very well. The staff and the congregation at Salem, we've done an amazing job, in my opinion, of dealing with the whole COVID situation and continuing to spread Salem's vision and our mission as we go forward in all kinds of new ways. So the staff did a fantastic job, the congregation did a fantastic job. We've got lots of new tools for how we can share the word, and I think we'll use those going forward and we'll be stronger as a result. So some good things there, but we're still working to try and understand what does normal look like as we go forward. We don't think it's going to be the old normal, right? It's going to be a little bit different, and what does that mean? And we're still working to understand that. So we've got kind of a revised plan to bridge the gap of what do we do. So the good news is our $1.9 million loan is down to $900,000, so that's very good. Our capital, and so we think we can now pay that off by 2025 instead of waiting until 2027 as we had previously planned. So that's good as well to get out from underneath that debt. More good news, our $2 million capital appeal turned out to raise about $2.2 million, so a little bit more than we had anticipated. So that's good as well. But we still are in a situation now where we want to take a year and try and figure out what do we want to do for the next capital appeal. And so we want to rerun a mission assessment process to figure out where we want to go. Well, in the meantime, we've got a loan that we need to continue to pay on. And so we need a bridge appeal to figure out how do we get through 2022, have a mission assessment, figure out where we think we want to go, and continue to pay down the loan. So that's what the bridge appeal is all about. It's bridging us through the year of 2022 until we can get to the next capital appeal, which will be a 3-year appeal that will start in 2023. So that's the plan to bridge the gap as we go forward. Again, the capital appeal is not related to the annual budget, right? So we have regular expenses for keeping the lights on, paying salaries, keeping things going at Salem. That's the operating budget, and that's a separate deal. And so the capital appeal is over and above that. And so you should all have received in the mail a pledge card. On the left-hand side is your pledge for the annual operating budget. On the right-hand side is your pledge for the capital appeal. So we ask that you consider the capital appeal and what we're trying to accomplish here for the next year, and you put in a 1-year pledge amount for what you're willing to pledge to donate to that capital appeal over and above what you will do for the operating budget. So that's a little bit of the journey about where we've been, where we're going, and what we're looking for as a part of this bridge appeal that we're moving forward with right now. So thank you for your time, and we'll look forward to seeing you in church when we get back from vacation. Thank you.